I moved into the house on Stillwater Road because it was cheap and close to Kalixkimayerin. The real estate agent didn't talk much during the showing. She unlocked the door, let me look around, and waited outside the entire time. When I asked why the previous tenant left, she said he needed a change and ended the tour early. The house across the street was empty, old, gray, and silent. The windows were dark and dusty, and the front yard looked untouched for years. No car, no mailbox, no sign that anyone lived there. The first night, I woke up suddenly. I didn't know why at first. The room was quiet, but the silence felt wrong, like something had interrupted it. I checked my phone. It was 2:17 a.m. That was when I noticed the light. The upstairs bedroom of the house across the street was lit. I stood by my window and stared at it. The light was steady, not flickering, warm, yellow, like someone had just turned on a lamp. After about a minute, it turned off. I went back to bed and told myself someone must still live there. The next night, the same thing happened. 2:17 a.m. The light turned on. 1 minute later, it turned off. By the fourth night, I was wide awake before it happened. I sat on the edge of my bed, watching the clock on my phone. At exactly 2:17, the light appeared again. That's when I noticed the curtain move. It was slow, careful, like someone was pulling it back just enough to look out. I stepped away from the window. The next morning, I asked my neighbor about the house. He was an older man who had lived there for decades. When I pointed at the building, his face went stiff. "No one lives there," he said. "But the light, no one lives there," he repeated, then walked away. That night, I didn't look at the window. I kept my back to it and tried to sleep. At 2:17, I heard something instead. A soft click, not from across the street, from inside my house. My bedroom light turned on by itself. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. I stared at the ceiling as the room filled with light. After exactly 1 minute, the light turned off. The next day, I went to the town library. I searched for anything about Stillwater Road, old newspapers, local records. I found an article from 30 years ago. A family had lived in the house across from mine. A mother, a father, and a teenage son. One night, neighbors reported a strange light in the upstairs bedroom. Police arrived at 2:17 a.m. They found all 3 bodies standing in the bedroom. They were facing the window, facing my house. The cause of death was never determined. After that, no one stayed in the house for long. That night, I packed my bags. I planned to leave before sunset. I didn't make it. At 2:16 a.m., I heard footsteps upstairs. Slow, heavy, one step at a time. I live alone. I locked my bedroom door and pressed myself against it. The footsteps stopped outside my room. A shadow appeared beneath the door. Then a voice spoke. Soft, calm. "It's time." At 2:17 a.m., the light in my room turned on. The door opened. I don't remember leaving the house. I don't remember crossing the street. The next thing I remember is standing in an unfamiliar bedroom, holding a light switch. The room smelled old, dusty, dead. I was standing in front of a window. Across the street, my house was dark. Behind me, I heard breathing. When I turned around, they were there, 3 figures, watching me, waiting. The light turned off.